Alright, we've got us Khay versus Prince Vibes. Track title. Alright. Some beautiful fucking threads, by the way. Whoever set these knew what they were doing. Alright. Let's get into it. Khay first up. Actually, hang on. Let me adjust my desktop audio setting.
Yeah. It's L to the fucking K.
Yeah, I've got the lyrics here on
You already know.
another tab. When we run out of room.
You know, I just think most never get messed up when you start. I just let my feelings decide how it is.
I said fuck love, if the shit just ain't real. And the love has so fuck what you believe. It's a tough call, but it is just what it is. When they say they love you, be sure the shit is real. It's a tough one. You real, but love not jobs. Damn, is this love really your talk? Same ones who go and say they really love you, be the same ones who poke them shot blessed behind you.
Okay, there's the first thing that jumps out of me. Okay, so first impressions, obviously, Kay has elected to go for a, something with a little more meaning than just a diss track or a flex track. Personally, when I do this shit, I always just go for a diss track, because fucking, that's what I know, that's what I do. Kay has gone for something that's almost a little more R&B, almost a little more love song. We'll see how that pans out for him. So first impressions, he's
Yeah. It's L to the fucking K.
Audio levels aren't terrible, sound quality isn't terrible. I don't know what kind of software and equipment Kay's using at his end. But we can certainly hear you clearly over the beat, which is where a lot of people fuck up, and all you can hear is the beat and them muttering and mumbling quietly somewhere in the background. So we can hear you. We can hear you loud and clear over the beat, and that's a good start. His cadence is pretty appropriate for the beat. This is the other reason that I just stick with diss tracks, because if I start trying to sing as opposed to rap, ain't nobody want to fucking hear that.
You already know. Most never get messed up when you start.
Quite a bit of intro.
Love, if the shit just ain't real. And the love has so fuck what you believe. It's a tough call, but it is just what it is. When they say they love you, be sure the shit is real. It's a tough one. You real, but love not jobs. Damn, is this love really your talk? Same ones who go and say they really love you, be the same ones who poke them shot blessed behind you.
Okay, so he's got himself a flow pocket there, which is sort of but then we have this little stutter.
Love not jobs. Damn, is this love really your talk? Same ones who go and say they really love you,
Who go and say they really love you. You sort of you're going from a nice smooth cadence to jumping into a little bit of double time there. Not double time in the usual sense, but double time comparative to the rest of what you've been establishing. You just sort of you got to rush through that to get it out before the next kick drum, before the next snare drum. Sorry. You really got to think about that when you're writing. This is why people count syllables. Personally, I never count syllables, but I will rewrite the same line 4 or 5 times. Shift a few words around, swap a few words out for synonyms, change the grammar up, just to make sure that when I'm saying it aloud, I can maintain the same cadence. You really want to avoid those sort of spots where you have to suddenly rush into double time to make things fit. That's what trips you up here, because the rest of it is a nice consistent flow pocket, and then you break that rhythm, and you just suddenly jam the accelerator on the floorboards to fit those words in.
Damn, is this love really your talk? Saying once ago, said they really love you. Be the same ones who poke him shot blessed behind you. How you gon' say you love me, but with no feelings attached? How you gon' call it love when it was founded up on lies? I got my heart broken for like 1,000 times, and I can't trust anyone no more, cause that's me being wise. I
There it
should
is
be on my
again.
best, but look how it cost me.
There it is again, that little stumble forward into double time.
I got my heart broken for like 1,000 times, and I can't trust anyone no more, cause that's me being wise.
Now the other thing I notice here is there is a switch in the sound of his voice.
Shot blessed behind you. How you gon' say you love me, but with no
Right there. Now I don't know if that is because these two bars were recorded in different recording sessions with different acoustics, different distance to the microphone. Maybe you're just projecting your voice differently. I find some mornings I wake up, I'm tired, I didn't get enough sleep, I've been busy, and I record some bars, and then I play them back, and they sound okay, and then I play back the whole track up to that point, and I realise that I sound completely different to how I sounded on a previous recording session, in which case it might be time to scrub it for the day. So I don't know if this is just differences in acoustics, differences in voice projection, or whether he has deliberately applied effects in his mixing and mastering. But there is a distinct difference in how he sounds as he switches from the first bar to the second.
Damn, is this love really your talk? Saying once ago, said they really love you. Be the same ones who poke him shot blessed behind you. How you gon' say you love me, but with no feeling?
See, that one almost sounds like it's got that second bar almost sounds like it's been recorded wetter. The first one's been recorded drier, the second one's wetter, and maybe has like a radio or PA type dynamics effect applied to it, and I don't mind it. It sounds alright, and it can be nice to kind of break up the monotony of your voice if you have different bars with slightly different effects and filters. I do it a lot in my dubs. My dubs will have different dynamics effects applied to my primary vocal tracks, and sometimes it depends on what the beat is, it depends on what the content is, but sometimes I'll record two sets of dubs. I'll have different dynamics applied to both dubs channels, and I'll adjust the stereo bias, so one is coming through stronger in your left ear or left speaker, and one is coming through stronger in your right ear or right speaker, and they have different dynamics applied, so it almost sounds like two different people doing the dubs and ad-libs. And Khay's done that here. I have no idea if this is deliberate as a result of mixing and mastering, or if it's just a difference in acoustics between recording sessions, but it doesn't sound terrible. I like it.
How you gon' call it love when it was founded up on lies? I got my heart broken for like 1,000 times, and I can't trust anyone no more, cause that's me being wise.
There's that little stumble into double time to fit the words in again.
Broken for like 1,000 times, and I can't trust anyone no more, cause that's me being wise.
And I can't trust anyone no more. Guess that's just me being wise. I can't trust anyone no more. You just sort of, suddenly change gear, mash the accelerator on the floorboards. And maybe if you just dropped the words I just, and just started with can't trust anyone no more, and that would just by dropping a couple of syllables, that gives you the space to get those words out without having to speed up and change the cadence halfway through. Once you find a flow pocket, if you're going to find a cool little flow pocket, like that first bar where you were like, if you're going to set up a pattern like that, you really want to stick to it, at least for that whole bar. You don't want to shift gears halfway through a line, because it sounds jarring. So if you just dropped, and I notice here in your lyrics it says I can't trust anyone no more, but what you actually said was I just can't trust anyone no more. Almost like you were unconsciously inserting an extra word because you felt like it was too slow. But if you'd actually gone the opposite way and dropped the I and just said can't trust anyone no more, guess that's just me being wise, that would actually fit better. Right, carrying on.
I showed you my best, but look how it cost me. I tried hard, took me so long just to repair it. Back then when I was so young, dumb and stupid. The life that me is caught, fuck them up. I said it's tough luck, trying to find someone who could love you. For better, for worse, yes, he comes crashing on you. Happily ever after the world goes listening. Love at first sight, man, that shit so necklace.
She said, chill bro, that's so many girls lawyer. Keep session, and brew ones will never stress ya. You guys only have the sales booms and the backside. You missing.
I'm not sure what's going on here or who that is singing, but it doesn't sound like Khay. It sounds like someone completely different has jumped on the track, but they're not credited. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. I mean, I guess it's a track. I guess it's a track battle to see who can produce the better track. I guess there's no reason you can't have somebody else singing your hook or jumping in and doing a guest verse. They should probably be credited. You should probably tell us that's what you're doing. Unless that is just Kay singing and using a different voice or different effects, but it definitely sounds like a new person jumps in.
Yeah, but after the world goes listening. Love at first sight, man, that shit so necklace.
She said, chill bro, that's so many girls lawyer. Keep session, and brew ones will never stress ya. You guys only have the sales booms and the backside. You missing good ones for them fake just to complain later.
And I'm like, hold up, girl.
Alright, okay. So that's that bar is written from the point of view of a chick, and I'm guessing that's some chick who jumped on the track for you. Okay, that's cool. That's actually a nice little attention to detail. Those bars are written from the point of view of a female, so he gets a female to sing them. Like I said, crediting them so we knew what the fuck was going on might have been nice. But in terms of, having a plan and production quality, I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. You've heard me use a female voice myself and apply a couple of filters sometimes in my tracks and my disses. I guess if I had a female handy who was prepared to throw on the headphones and jump in front of the mic, that might be an idea. Now, not sure how I feel about that. I certainly don't hate it. I might have preferred it if you just sung the whole song yourself, but it's different. I mean, it shows you were trying, right?
What the fuck are you saying? A lot of film girls are only chasing the money. So don't come up on me out there, no holy. Love is fucked up, they feeling do this shit holy. I've seen a lot of nice girls, but deep down they're scary. No hollow with but love just fucking scare me. Can't trust these girls, this stuff be looking grimy. If I ever gon' be loved, I might end up dying. I might end up dying.
backside. You miss some good ones for them figures to complain later.
And I'm like, hold up, girl, what the fuck are you saying? A lot of film girls are only chasing the money. So don't come up on me after no holy. Love is fucked up, they feeling do this shit holy. I've seen a lot of nice girls, but deep down they're scary. No hollow with but love just fucking scare me. Can't trust these girls, they stuff be looking grimy. If I ever gon' be loved, I might end up dying. I might end up dying. Dying. So I said, fuck love, I need it. I might end up dying. I might end up dying, yeah.
Okay, and then we go. Alright, first impressions. You know, audio quality isn't terrible. You can probably sing better than I can fucking sing. I know I suck at it, that's why I don't even fucking attempt it. Recording quality of your vocals could be better. You know, I guess that's one of the advantages of text. It doesn't matter if you're using... It doesn't matter if you're using a shitty free government provided flip phone or the latest iPhone. You know, the fucking text that appears on my screen is all standardized. It's all of exactly the same quality. Whereas audio, you know, how much you spent on your microphone, how much you spent on your computer, how much time and effort you've put into the acoustics of the room you're in, all that sort of shit, it all unfortunately makes a difference. You know, the technology and the equipment and the amount of money that you spend does end up having an impact. I mean, somebody who's whack and sounds like shit is going to be whack and sound like shit in a studio, but somebody who's super dope is always going to struggle to sound good, you know, recording on a phone in an empty room. It is what it is. And in terms of lyrics and writing, I mean, it's okay. I've seen Khay do shit a lot nicer in battles in terms of you know, wordplays, double meanings, all that sort of thing. When you go into something like this, that is more of an R&B love song, I don't know. It's kind of you've restricted yourself to straight speech. All right. You've restricted yourself to straight speech, whereas Prince Vibez has come with a flex track. Basically, I'm Prince Vibez. I'm the fucking greatest rapper in the world, which gives him a platform, gives him a canvas on which to demonstrate and display his lyrical abilities. By choosing to go with, you know, a love song kind of thing. I mean, even though you're saying fuck love, I mean, like, you're singing it over a slow beat, you've got a chick coming in as a guest vocalist and helping you. You're talking about love, you're talking about relationships. You've kind of painted yourself into a corner here and restricted yourself to, you know, very direct speech, very plain speech. Picking lines at random here. How are you going to say you love me but with no feelings attached? I mean, there's nothing wow there in terms of wordplay, and there's not really much you can do with it. How are you going to call it love when it was founded upon lies? I've got my heart broken, fuck, like 1,000 times. I can't trust anyone no more. Guess it's just me being wise. You know, you haven't really left yourself much opportunity to wow anybody as a lyricist. You know, what are you supposed to do? Where are your double entendres? Where are your wordplays? Where are your punchlines? You know, you've restricted yourself to making direct statements. I mean, Eminem's done a few tracks, you know, like Eminem's Superman, where he is on a similar theme. You're saying fuck love and fuck bitches, and Eminem's track Superman is very much in the same vein, and he's, you know, he's done it in such a way that he's given himself more opportunity to actually be a lyricist on that track. So I feel like you kind of painted yourself into a corner with your choice of subject. So writing wise, I mean, like, it's okay, but it's nothing we haven't heard from boy bands and emo bands. So I don't know. I'm not sure I agree with your choice of content, but let's see how it stacks up against Prince Vibes. Let's listen to him now.
Yo, it's Vibes on deck. Check. Look, I'm about to model with the pen, John Wick with the flow. The game's all dark, so I'm bringing the glow. If a nigga piss me off, then I'm drilling the bro. Celebrity performing, man, I'm still in the show.
Okay, so right off the bat, we've got a pretty consistent flow pocket that he's found. Let's have another listen.
Check. Look. I'm about to model with the pen, John Wick with the flow. The game's all dark, so I'm bringing the glow. If a nigga piss me off, then I'm drilling the bro. Celebrity performing, man, I'm still in the show. Compared to all these niggas, I'm a pro. They better pay me respect, cause that's what they owe. I'm on another level while these niggas below. If they sleep on me, I'ma end them with a pillow.
Yeah, getting a little bit choppy with the flow pocket there, Vibes. The consistency of the rhythm just starts to... It was nice in the first bar, and in the second it just starts to get a bit... this is why I tend to not establish flow pockets much myself, because once you do that, you've kind of painted yourself into that corner and you've got to stick with it.
I'm about to model with the pen, John Wick with the flow. The game's all dark, so I'm bringing the glow. If a nigga piss me off, then I'm drilling the bro. Celebrity performing, man, I'm still in the show.
So that's all quite consistent. You've got... So you've established that flow pocket, that consistent rhythm. So we expect to keep hearing it.
Compared to all these niggas, I'm a pro. They better pay me respect, cause that's what they owe. I'm on another level while these niggas below. If they sleep on me, I'ma end them with a pillow.
Yeah, it's that last line right there. You sort of you reverse it, because you've gone from fast to sorry, you've gone from fast slow to that last one where you kind of slow down in the first half, and then
to all these niggas, I'm a pro. They better pay me respect, cause that's what they owe. I'm on another level while these niggas below. If they sleep on me, I'ma end them with a pillow.
Yeah, that last line, man, you suddenly go from fast slow, which you've established now for like 7 lines, and then suddenly you go slow, fast, and it's just a little bit jarring. Alright, let's carry on.
If they're saying I'm whack, they all lie, cause I'm up high, and your flow's all dry, like a candy factory's bars I supply. Bring pain to the beat, you can hear the song cry. Brace yourself, cause I'm on beast mode. Can't stop me in the game, cause I got the cheat code. Candy from a fridge, my bars are so cool, and I got so much class, like the owner of a school.
See, that one there, you haven't established this complex flow pocket. So, I mean, I guess from one person's point of view, this bar could be, like, the flow could be deemed, like, a little more boring, a little more generic, but it also gives you more room, right? you've given yourself a bit of breathing space lyrically. Whereas those first 2 bars, once you establish that flow pocket, you kind of paint it into that corner and you've got to fucking stick with it, and that can really restrict your choice of words and your syllable count and your word sounds. Switching to a simpler, more open flow pocket here in this 3rd bar, it really opens up your horizons. In terms of word choice.
Murder on the beat now. Ghost Rider with the way I keep it lit now. Vibes on deck, so it's murder on the beat now. If it ain't bars, keep it short like a skip now. Murder on the beat now. Ghost Rider with the way I keep it lit now. Vibes on deck, so it's murder on the beat now. If it ain't bars, keep it short like a skip now.
I'd just like to point out to everybody, this is what I keep saying, if Vibez had posted this as a text verse and he'd rhymed beat now with lit now and beat now with skit now, I mean, like, obviously he's got an AB thing going, but when he does it in audio in his local accent, beat now actually rhymes with lit now, and beat now actually rhymes with skit now. Obviously, when I say it in my accent, it doesn't fucking rhyme at all. And when an American says it in their accent, it doesn't fucking rhyme at all. Vibez says it in his accent, and it's close enough to be a slant rhyme. So, when you're writing text bars, remember, text is not fucking audio. You can't do that shit. But as soon as you jump on the mic, like Prince Vibez is doing here, you can do that shit. By all means, rhyme whatever fucking works in your local accent when you're on the mic. This is quite a nice little hook. And Vibez is, I mean, he knows that these words wouldn't work as rhymes in a text verse. He fucking knows that. This isn't his first rodeo. But he also knows that on audio, he can put a bit of swing and swag on his pronunciation, on his delivery, and it works.
So it's murder on the beat now. If it ain't bars, keep it short like a skip now. Musical ability, I'm coming with a rare style. Lyrical agility, can't stop me if you dare try. With the flexibility, I'm comfortable up there wide. They unstable at the top like bitches changing hairstyle. I do this with a damn smile, top notch resume.
Vibez is obviously paying attention to what his beat track is doing, because he's shifting what he writes and how he delivers it to match the beat that's happening. Obviously, producers don't produce beats that sound exactly the same the whole way through. The beat has flow pockets working in groups of 8 or 16 bars. They have sections that are obviously designed for hooks to go over. And this part of the beat that he's rapping over at the moment, some of the background instrumental drops out and it becomes a barer, more stripped down, more basic beat, and he changes what he's writing and how he's delivering it to match that, to emphasize that.
With a rare style, lyrical agility, can't stop me if you dare try. With the flexibility, I'm comfortable up there wide. They unstable at the top like this.
He knows the drop is coming up. He knows the bass drop is coming up, and he's writing and he's delivering to build up to it.
She's changing hairstyle. I do this with a damn smile, top notch resume, just skip to the next file. Cold blooded with the lyrics, I'm a lyrical reptile. Come from a different cloth, you can check the textile. So underrating me is crazy.
Cut from a different cloth, you can check the textile. Bro, when you're putting lyrics up on screen for audio, I would personally just write cut from a different cloth, you can check the textile. I wouldn't put both versions of the word, both flips of the wordplay on screen together like that. You don't need to do that. Cut from a different cloth, you can check the text style. You can either vocally just make sure there's a big pause between text and style and spell it like that, because then we'll see that text style doesn't fit with the rest of the sentence, and we'll get it. Like, I know I always say write for the stupidest fucking person in the room to make sure everybody gets it. But when you're doing audio, you can do things with your delivery, and you can also do things with sound effects as a form of expo. Having both versions there just gives me more to read and kind of fucks me up as I'm reading it. But anyway, small point.
Reptile, come from a different cloth, you can check the textile. So underrating me is crazy. On the track, I've never been lazy. Complex lyrics to the whack rappers, it's hazy. But to the pros, they all know it's amazing. Like Avatar Eng, I've got all the elements. Making niggas cool reptile. Come from a different cloth, you can check the textile. So underrating me is crazy. On the track, I've never been lazy. Complex lyrics to the whack rappers, it's hazy. But to the pros, they all know it's amazing. Like Avatar Eng, I've got all the elements. Making niggas clear the scene like a toxic environment. Your best rapper know this broken.
Right, roll, Raggy. Yeah, you do it here too. You fuck up your own flow because you're rushing to get those words out.
No, it's amazing. Like Avatar Eng, I've got all the elements. Making niggas clear the scene like a toxic environment.
Making niggas clear the scene like a toxic environment. You just kind of you mash the accelerator on the floor to get like a toxic environment. You're just trying to rush through that to get it out before the snare drum arrives. Making niggas clear the scene like a toxic environment. Niggas clear the scene like a toxic environment. See, even just saying toxic environment by itself, it's kind of a... because you're going from 2 syllables to, 4 syllables. So it kind of picks up in cadence anyway. But maybe just dropping the word making and just saying niggas clear the scene like a toxic environment. You know, maybe that would just fit a little nicer without having to shift gears and put your foot on the gas and rush through that bit. Just something to watch out for.
Your best rapper know this broken rap. Saying I'm whack, you know it's cap.
And there, you did the opposite. That last line could probably actually do with a few extra syllables, like you slow right down there. And I know sometimes it's nice on your end line of a bar to slow down so you can say everything very clearly, make sure everybody understands it. But that's more if you want to get out a big punchline. And that's not really a haymaker. There's no crazy wordplay. There's no double meaning going on there. There's no big reveal. You just saying I'm whack, you know it's cap. And that's not really something super strong. It's like you slow right down for that one, like you've got something really important to say and you want to make sure the audience gets every word of it clearly, but then you don't say anything important. So just something to watch.
Like a toxic environment. Your best rapper know this broken rap. Saying I'm whack, you know it's cap. Cause what I'm spitting is trilling. The beat is what I've been drilling. The heat is what I've been bringing. The street of course they be feeling. And me with buzz I've been killing. I bring the vibe and the dripping. Son of the sun I get tripping. I bring the shine like I'm krillin. More.
Did you need an oxygen mask after that bit, bro?
Dripping, son of the sun I get tripping. I bring the shine like I'm krillin. More on the beat now. Ghost Rider with the way I keep it lit now. Vibes on deck, so it's more on the beat now. If it ain't bars, keep it short like a skip now. More on the beat now. Ghost Rider with the way I keep it lit now. Vibes on deck, so it's more on the beat now. If it ain't bars, keep it short like a skip now.
Do we have any more bars? Or is that it? That's it. That's just outro. Alright, Vibez hasn't actually provided a text transcript, has he? He's just got what's on the screen. Alright. This stupid fucking track bar isn't going to update. I gotta manually guess. About to murder with the pen, John Wick with the flow. It's alright, the game's all dark, so I'm bringing the glow. It's alright, if a nigga piss me off, then I'm drilling the bro. Celebrity performing. Man, I'm stealing the show. Not much in the way of word plays or anything really super lyrical happening there. Moving on. Man, this is a frustrating way to move through lyrics. Compared to all these niggas, I'm a pro. They better pay me respect because that's what they owe. I'm on another level while these niggas below. If they sleep on me, I'm finna end them with a pillow. If they sleep on me, I'm finna end them with a pillow. Is the only thing you've said in that bar that isn't just direct speech. You know, compared to these niggas, I'm a pro. You better pay me respect. That's what you owe me. I'm on another level. You're all below me. You know, it's all just kind of direct speech, plain speech. You're not saying anything really super lyrical or clever. If they sleep on me, I'm finna end them with a pillow. You know, that's your first double meaning. Your first real punchline. Come on, jogging forward. If they're saying I'm whack, they all lie, because I'm up high, the flow's all dry. I'm up high, the flow's all dry, so I guess you're saying like a dry riverbed. Like a candy factory, it's bars I supply. Like a candy factory, it's bars I supply. Yoda speech. Like a candy factory, it is bars I supply. You know, what you'd actually say in conversational speech is, I supply bars like a candy factory. So maybe you should have based your multi around candy factory. Always try and avoid Yoda speak. Bring pain into the beat. You can hear the song cry. That's okay. Like a candy factory, it's bars I supply. I mean, it's a fairly generic bar about bars. It's okay. I'm up high, the flow's all dry. I guess you're talking about a dry riverbed. Maybe you could have made it a little bit clearer, but you are actually, you know, like, if they're saying I'm whack, they all lie. Okay, that's just plain speech. But then up high, their flow's all dry, so we've got a double meaning. Candy factory, it's bars I supply. We've got a double meaning. Bring pain into the beat. You can hear the song cry. Not really sure that qualifies as a double meaning, but kinda does. It's something you've got to think about for a second anyway. It's not just direct speech. Brace yourselves because I'm on beast mode. Plain speech. Can't stop me in the game because I got the cheat codes. Yeah, that's alright. Generic, but it's alright. Candy from a fridge. My bars are so cool. You're using candy in bars again already just after the last one. I'm guessing like you were bouncing around different ideas in your head and you came up with these two ideas and you couldn't decide which one was best, so you decided to use them both. I maybe would have thought a bit harder and just decided which one was best and left the other one on the cutting room floor, saved it for a different battle. Having the same kind of references one after another like that sounds a little bit repetitive. And I got so much class like the owner of a school. Yep, double meaning, that's alright. Murder, hook. Musical ability, I'm coming with a rare style. Plain speech. Lyrical agility, you can't stop me if you dare try. Plain speech, but, you know, obviously you've got ability, lyrical agility, flexibility. So, you know, you're building internals in there. Lyrical agility, can't stop me if you dare try, more plain speech. With the flexibility, uncomfortable up there while they unstable at the top like bitches changing hairstyles. With the flexibility, I'm comfortable up there while they're unstable at the top. Kind of worded a bit weird, but okay, you're building up to they're unstable at the top like bitches changing hairstyles. Lol. True, man. Just fucking let your hair grow wild and free, or fucking cut it all off. Just, what's with the middle ground? Bitches be tripping. Alright, I do this with a damn smile. Top-notch, plain speech. Top-notch resume. Just skip to the next file. Kind of confusing. Cold-blooded with the lyrics. I'm a lyrical reptile. Cold-blooded reptile. Yeah, it's alright. Cut from a different cloth. You can check the textile. Yeah, so that's what you're building up to. Cut from a different cloth. You can check the textile. So basically, for anybody out there who didn't understand it, what he's saying is you are all text rappers, which means you're fucking peasants, which means man the fuck up, grow some balls, and get a fucking microphone and get on it. And he's right. You're all peasants. We're superior to you. Are your feathers ruffled? Mic up. Come at me. Where are we? So underrating me is crazy. Plain speech on the track. I've never been lazy. Plain speech and kind of cringe. Complex lyrics to the whack rappers. It's hazy. Complex lyrics to the whack rappers. It's hazy. If you dropped more complex lyrics, that line would make more sense. But you kind of undercut that line. But to the pros, they all know it's amazing. I mean, that's okay. I would have preferred to see some more wordplay, some more punches, some more double meanings. Like Avatar and I've got all the elements. Making niggas clear the scene like a toxic environment. That's alright. Your best rapper knows this broken rap. Saying I'm whack, you know it's cap. Saying I'm whack, you know it's cap. That's just plain speech. Also, it doesn't land quite as hard as your best rapper knows this broken rap. I would have flipped those two around, you know. Well, actually, personally, I would have come up with something a bit harder. I would have thought about it a bit longer. But if I was going to use those two lines, I'd have flipped them. I'd have said, saying I'm whack, you know it's cap. Your best rapper knows this broken rap. That's your stronger of the two lines. That's the one you probably wanted to finish on. Because when I'm spitting is trilling. Is it supposed to be thrilling? Trilling is like what birds do when they sing. Because what I'm spitting is thrilling. The beat is what I've been drilling. Okay, drill beats. Cool, I get it. The heat is what I've been bringing. The street, of course, I've been feeling. And me with bars I've been killing. I bring the vibe and the dripping. Son of the sun, I ain't tripping. I can't fucking read that because of the progress bar. I bring the shine like I'm krilling. What?
We buzz, I've been killing. I bring the vibe and the dripping sun.
What the fuck is krilling? Krill is like the tiny little crustaceans that whales eat, right? I'm guessing that's some fucking local slang. Or maybe it's just new slang and I'm an old cunt who doesn't keep up with the scene like I should, but that one kind of confuses me. Okay, so yeah, this is a decent job of deciding to put the foot down on the gas pedal and just kind of one breath your way through a bit of a demonstration of lyrical miracle criminal individual in your swimming pool kind of flow. So that's alright. And do we have any more lyrics after that? We've got the hook. And that's it, isn't it? Okay, so in terms of lyrical content, Prince Vibez didn't come as hard as I hoped he would. Because Khay has chosen to do like a sort of a fucking love song. Well, it's not a love song, but it's on the topic of love. He's kind of painted himself into a corner there with his subject choice. Vibez has chosen to do a flex track. It's just fucking look at me, I'm the greatest. I wish you'd given us, a bit more proof that you were the greatest. I wish you'd throw in a bit more fucking double entendre and wordplay, a few more punchlines in there, a bit of lyrical complexity. Would have been nice. Audio quality, obviously much better than Khay's. And I can hear like ad-libs inserted in places and stuff that tells me that Vibez is definitely using a DAW, a digital interface, a digital audio workspace software. So he's definitely got the ability to record separate tracks, cut them up, trim them, move things around, splice things together. and presumably is doing things like running hard limiters and EQs and selecting dynamic profiles and shit. His delivery is quite nice the whole way through. It's very consistent. Like I said, Khay, I'm not sure if Khay was doing things in mixing and mastering with different effects and dynamics profiles, or if it was just changes in delivery and acoustics between different recording sessions. Whereas Vibez is definitely mixed and mastered his track. Sounds a lot cleaner, his vocals are a lot crispier, a lot punchier. I'm assuming he's run an equalizer and gotten rid of all the low frequency channels to get rid of the muddy tones in your voice that sort of blend everything together. All those bass tones are what make your vocal delivery muddy. And maybe punched up his mid-tones just a little bit. So audio quality, Vibez is definitely a lot crispier, a lot cleaner than Khay. I suspect Khay is using some shit tier technology to record this though, so he's done alright. He's done pretty good with what he's working with. Lyrical content wise, fucking Khay gets points for being a brave cunt and actually fucking choosing to do something, dealing with the topic of love. Wouldn't have been my fucking pick, that's for real. So he gets points for being bold and doing something different. It's not the same shit we see day in and day out in these groups. He's taken the road less travelled. I think though, Vibez has given himself more room to throw in a bit more lyrical ability. And to be fair, Vibez's writing was a little underwhelming, considering he had given himself so much scope to get all lyrical miracle on us and drop a bunch of punchlines, but didn't. But he did drop a few, right? Whereas pretty much all of Khay's writing is just pretty fucking plain speech. There's not a whole lot going on there in terms of lyricism. Whereas Vibez has got some. He's got more than Khay anyway. His audio quality is also better. And like I said, I hate to reward somebody for having spent more money on equipment than the next guy. It would be nice to think you could spend $0 and battle on an equal footing with somebody who spent $10,000, but the reality is, in the audio world, that just isn't how it fucking works. So, and it's not just about spending money either. You've got to actually fucking learn how to use the software. You've got to learn what all those tools and buttons do and what to do with them and when to do it and when not to do it. You've got to be your own harshest critic, just like you are with your writing. So you've got to put the effort in to get the results back. And Prince Vibez has done that. His flow pockets are nice. His delivery is nice. It's crispy. It's consistent. He's got some lyricism going on in there. And just overall, a little bit nicer to listen to. Khay, keep doing what you're doing, bro. By all means, I'd love to see you buy yourself, a fucking laptop, a USB microphone. Learn how to use a DAW. You came pretty hard. You've certainly got potential. I would love to see more from Khay. But on this occasion, my vote goes to Prince Vibez. Congrats.